Howdy all, Molex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Yep, inventory looks... Oh, you know, I got like 4,000 brass in here. We can give it a second here for this to cook down this clay. Well, I got out to a couple of movies this week. I don't know which one to start with. Let's start with the meh one, I guess. So I watched Him, which is the new with Jordan Peele movie. It was meh. I liked Us, but I don't think I've really liked... Didn't he have one before that? I didn't like the... Is this like his fourth movie? Did he do Candyman? I don't think I really like the Candyman one either. He did, was it They? I didn't care for it. And he did, Us, which I did like. I thought Us was a good one. Tactical Warfare. Look at that. Get the pipe machine gun up to level 5. Well. And he did, Nope. Which... It was okay. I mean, I might have said different in the past, but this is what I remember. Nope was okay, but the creature was kind of dumb. And this one's like, you know, when I came in here, okay, I thought that was grenades and stuff on the table, but it's not. It's a broken glass jug. Him is like, are you kidding me? How many times did I go out looking for a cooking pot? And now that I've made one, now I find one. But this one was I don't know, man. I don't know what he was trying to do with it. I mean, I get the theme. Okay. But it just got pointlessly weird at the end. I mean, who hasn't seen the sports movie where they're like bringing in the young player and he has to go through all the semi-hazing, let me train you too hard and over trying to destroy your career before it starts because I'm the old whatever you are coming in and I don't want the young guy to take my spot, right? And Oh wait, is this my place? Oh, it is. And so basically, most of the movie was that. Like everything but the last like 10 minutes was just the new young quarterback coming in and being invited out to air quote train at the old number one quarterback's um, mansion complex, I guess. Um, and that was it. I mean, that was basically it. I think they. I have to assume the old quarterback guy had him attacked and made him miss his. He was supposed to be in this football thing where they. That dude really slid down the stairs. He's supposed to be in this football. I don't know if it was a tryout or not a tryout, but an exhibition thing where they show off their stats and stuff before the draft, and because he got attacked, he missed it, and so then the main number one quarterback guy, who's probably in his last year of playing, invites him out, and then basically, I mean, I've seen it before. They just do this thing where they're like super abusive to each other, and yeah, I know it's Fortnite, and they're like injecting him with all these cocktail of drugs, maybe, and then they're like, I feel like they did the same kind of thing in like Any Given Sunday, uh, and and they just they're like uh they go through the whole thing where they're just like over the course of a week, uh, just training him super hard and making him go through all the different things that a superstar does, right? So there's like they do the football and then they do um they work out and they play football and then oh no. Oh, I don't think I have any band-aids on me. Well, nice knowing you. Oh, maybe it bled out. Okay. Uh and then there's like a day where they're like, this is what it's like to have to be in photo shoots for brand deals, and this is a day where you do this, blah blah blah. Cause the I don't know all they did. Um, and I don't know. It was so boring. Like nothing happened. That was weird. There's a dead animal at the foot of that bed, I guess. And and then and then at the very end of it, it just got stupidly weird. And I don't know why. uh, it, I'm not saying the end of it was stupid. I'm just saying it just like took an abrupt shift. Um, like all the way up to the end of it was fine, and then they introduce him to all the old, not the old, the owners and stuff for the main football team, which is the saviors in the thing, and and oh man, I'm infected. I need to go find a stump. See if I can find some honey. I need a stump. Anybody seen a stump? Oh, I need some eggs too. Nope, no eggs in that. And it's like down to the very end of it, and then they're like, "We've been dosing you. We've been dosing you with the blood of the original superstar quarterback." I'm like, okay. And and uh, and so now we're gonna fight to see who gets to be the main quarterback, uh, the old quarterback or the new quarterback. And they've both been dosed with the blood of the original superstar quarterback, which has probably gone back to the age of gods, where they've been just passing down this blood from generation to generation. Um, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is out of nowhere, dude. Like, nothing. Okay, clearly they hinted that this was gonna happen. Clearly they hinted that this was coming. There was no. It wasn't really a surprise. Um, um, it, there wasn't a surprise, but there also wasn't like a really good payoff either. It was just abrupt. Like, you knew they were injecting him with stuff, and he had mentioned once before he was going to take the kid's youth from him, and so I'm like, okay, so we're going into they thing. I think that's the name of his movie, They. And in fact, they even make a comment in there about it being old white people stuff that they were doing to him. And then after him and the quarterback fight each other, there we go. Oh crap, bees! Get lost, bees! Oh crap, bees aren't leaving me. Look out, there's bees. Okay, can I just... Oh, did I take my honey? Okay. And so after that's all over, and he walks out of the room where he just beat up the quarterback, then it just goes completely weird. And it's like, oh, dang it. He walks out on the field that's at the house, and there's like all these cheerleaders, but they've got like masks, like burlap sack masks pulled over their faces. There's like a giant pentagram in wood on the ground, and there's like the head of a mascot at one end of the pentagon, and then a what are they called, like a geese arm or something. It's one of those hammers that's got a hook on one end. Um, I forget what they're called in English. And I don't know why that's there. They don't ever explain any of it. And then they're like, "Come sign the contract." And then he's like, "No." And then he picks up the hammer, and then one of the other people who'd been training with him earlier is there dressed up as a mascot, and so he turns and attacks that guy, and he just starts killing everybody. And then once he's done, um, uh, the his agent is there, and his agent is like, "Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me," right? And so then he doesn't kill his agent. He leaves him, and then the agent suddenly just slides forward onto onto the pentagram, and it stretches him out into um, it stretches him out into uh, the middle of the pentagram, and he just laying there screaming, "Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me!" And then the kid just walks away, and then the guy explodes into blood, and I'm like, "You didn't earn that. Like, what was even going on there? You didn't explain any of that. It just randomly happened. I don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. The ending doesn't make any sense. Why even have the ending? Like, if you just took that ending out, it would just be every other sports movie I've ever seen of that specific storyline. And I've seen more than a few. Um, uh, I mean, I'm sure at least two of the Rockies were basically the same storyline, just without all the weird sacrificing to, I don't know, something at the end that they never explained. I don't know. It was okay, but I'll never watch it again. Uh, I might watch Us again, but I'll never watch that movie again. I liked Us. Us is the one where the woman goes on vacation and then sees herself and then finds out that there are people that the government made for some reason that I don't think ever got explained who live underground that are duplicates of the people above ground. And the woman who's on vacation is actually one of the duplicates, and she had forgotten or repressed it or didn't admit to it, something. And I like that one. That one was pretty good. What does this one do? Mountain lions. All right. You know, from up there, it looked like this place was full of buildings, and now I'm down here, and I'm not really finding that many buildings. Am I going the wrong direction or something? What's this place? Gears. Okay, Gears sounds like a place. Oh, I already searched it. Gears sounds like a place I want to search, though, because it sounds like a place where there might be workbench books. Oh, I don't get those. Go. Eat these guys. Oh, I'm out of bullets. The other movie I managed this week was Tron Ares. I didn't even know that was coming out. I totally missed every advertisement, if there was, for that movie. And I just learned about it this week, and I'm like, ooh, I like the Tron movies. I like the first one better than the second one, for sure. I think I like this one better than the second one. I thought this one was almost pretty good. uh, uh, it felt a little. It was long. It was like 2 hours long. And working stiffs. Oh man. Please, oh please, oh please, oh please, give me some workbench books in here. I mean, I don't expect any of the grills, although who's been cooking meat in the display grills? Come on, guys. Oh, I didn't even see her coming. Um, so Tron Ares was, like the Tron story is basically right. Person gets yoinked into a computer. I don't really remember the storyline to the second one. Like, I think Flynn, who's the guy from the first movie, went missing. And I don't remember if they need something. I know they send other people in there, and then they follow like the whole thing's been taken over. And I'm trying to remember, man, the second one. Isn't it like the whole thing's been taken over, and then uh the uh two of the computer programs are like half alive and they want to escape together. Um I don't remember. It's been a long time since I watched it. This one could have been better. I felt like it was 2 hours long, and again, it's not really anything you haven't seen before necessarily. It's basically uh, robots alive, and robot is believed to be just a robot, but is coming to terms with um, how it feels things now. That's the root of Tron Ares. And so there's the Dillinger. Ah, dang it! I am never gonna find workbench books. And so the Dillinger Corporation and the I'm drawing a blank is the name of the other corporation. It's in something. Uh, Flynn's Corporation, anyways. And Flynn. If I can remember the second movie, I think this might be like a big sequel to the second movie. But I can't really remember the second movie. I'm gonna have to go watch the second movie now. But the sister of one of the programmer people is trying to find the permanence code. They can bring things out of the computer using the special laser that's in the show, and but it only lasts for 29 minutes once it's outside, and so they believe there must be some way to keep the system going, or to keep the program going once it's outside the system. And so they so they the Dillinger guy is trying to find the code, and the Flynn woman finds the code, and then she's gonna take the code back to her place, which is the Flynn company, and the other guy, what he's done is he's figured out how to materialize things from the computer system into the real world. Ah, crap. But it only lasts for 29 minutes, which isn't very helpful. Like, this dog is gonna kill me. Oh, it didn't kill me. Oh, but that guy did. And so he tells the military he can actually bring things out of the computer, which of course is a lie. I mean, he can bring them out of the computer, but he doesn't tell them that there's a 29 minute cooldown, and then they die. And so they start to I did not want to pick up my bedroll, dang it. So they go and um, he's pretty sure that the Flynn woman is also searching for the permanence code, they call it. And so he wants to um, find her. And so he sends Ares to bring her back. And um, Ares has been brought out of the computer so much that he's starting to react to the world around him instead of just obeying commands. And so, basically they find the girl, they put her in the system, and then Ares helps her escape, and then her and Ares go to look for the original permanence code because all she found was a backup copy of it. It worked, but she had to destroy it to keep it away from Dillinger, and they have to fight. They have to fight programs from within the system, and um, and so and they have to fight him in the real world because they're coming out at the behest of Dillinger to make sure to bring back the code. Because she destroyed the code, he thinks that they can get the code from her, but getting the code from her will kill her. And so he had ordered Ares to bring her into the system and then get the code off of her and then destroy the carrier, he said. And then Ares is like, yeah, but that'll he didn't say kill, he said D something or another, in both the system and outside. And then the Dillinger guy goes on this huge rant about how Ares is going to make him a trillionaire, whose name will be written across history in blood, and so they Ares winds up going into the system at the end, and he finds Flynn, and then Flynn talks to him, and then Flynn gives him the code. It's there's nothing special about what happens in the movie. I felt like it had some good moments, and I liked it. But I felt like they could have focused a little better on Ares switching from being a program to being a living program. It kind of felt like they skipped that whole part of the story. And so Ares just basically, the first time he really comes out of the system is already at the point where he's living. And so I kind of felt like they should have built that up. And I don't know why they didn't build it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, man. Okay, let's do this, I guess. And so, because they didn't build it up, I just, there's like a scene where he's like, he's enamored with the rain, which obviously is something they don't have inside the grid. And so he tells his subordinate about it, and she's like, and then later in the movie that plays a part, but I'm just like, you didn't really explain why that means anything to him. Like, you could have put a little more effort into the background explanation, and it would have made this just that much better. But it was fun to get like it was fun to get. They brought like gliders and light cycles and stuff out of the system into the real world, and that was fun. And then at the end they brought one of the big tanks, the two-legged floaty guys. I forget what they call them. They had a name for it. I feel like I should put this behind here. Oh, dang, am I not high enough yet? I thought I'd be high enough that they wouldn't be able to sense me. Uh, and I don't know, it was fun. It was a fun movie. I like I said, I don't think the characters needed more emotions. I just think they needed more build up to some of the emotional things that went down. Um, I did really like the part uh, the bad guy, Dillinger, he orders, uh, Eve, which is the Flynn programmer. He orders that she be brought back at any cost, and so there's a fun moment in there where spoilers, I guess, where the computer program who he has to send out because Ares has turned on him is like, all right. And so his mother tries to stop her, and so she offs the mother. I was like, nice touch, nice touch. I liked it. Parts, boom, boom. Duct tape for you. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I if you like Tron, I did really like. I didn't really like it. I genuinely enjoyed Tron Ares. Like I said though, there could have been a little more build up. I feel like there might have been a couple of too many characters on the Flynn side that served no purpose. Um, they could have cut out their screen time, and um, the Dillinger stuff was pretty tight. Like I said though, I wish there'd been more. I wish there'd been more about what bringing them in and out of the system was doing to the programs. Because clearly being in the real world was affecting the programs in ways that they hadn't intended. And it, it, they just didn't play it off very much. I also thought it was weird that Ares was like obsessed with the 80s and they didn't really explain why. And I can only assume it's because he's based off of Flynn's original code somewhere. Also, it's weird that Dillinger is making master control programs and assigning them or calling security programs the master control programs, which I thought was a little weird. But No, I liked it. I liked it a lot better than him. Him was boring. The strange thing is, him is like a half hour shorter too, and I felt like it was dragging on. Um, Whereas I did check Tron at one point, and I was like, man, we're only an hour into this movie, and so much has happened. And I feel like if they'd have just cut out a couple of scenes that didn't matter, um, there's like a there's like a scene where they're at the some kind of storage place for backup stuff from Flynn's system that's in the middle of the snow for some reason. Like I said, I don't remember movie 2. Maybe it's in movie 2. But uh and then she's got this guy with her, and he's just going on and on about breakfast burritos for I know it's not that long, but he probably talks about breakfast burritos for almost a minute of the movie, which is a minute they could have used expounding on actual something that mattered to the movie, cuz breakfast burritos not important to the movie. Um her shoving in disc after disc looking for the stuff, not really important to the movie. They have this whole thing where where they're introducing a sequel to uh, are they Paranoids? Is that the name of the game in the Space Noids? Space something. I don't remember the name of the game in the movie. Okay, because there's two of them. There's Tron, and then there's the one with the flying tanks, and I don't remember the name of the one with the flying tanks. But they're like introducing a new version of that game, as there's like this whole segment with the Eve, and then this other guy, and I don't remember what his name was. Um, uh, I think it was Hassan Minaj. Um, I think that's who played him. Uh, they're like the co CEOs of the company, and he's angry that she's not there. And there's like this whole thing where they're like in a car driving there, and he's trying to contact her, and she's not coming to the thing. And then there's like this other woman with him whose name I never caught, and then she's like his assistant maybe. And then like there's like a scene where they got the whole crowd there, and all that stuff, and it had nothing to do with the storyline. And he goes to go on stage. He's like, "It's time to cowboy up," and then he's got cowboy hat on, and then the woman yanks it off his head before he goes on stage to talk about the game. And then there's a whole mixed in with that is Dillinger trying to hack into the Flynn systems, and so there's like scenes with the programs in their Tron forms fighting each other, um, and that was all interesting, but I don't think we needed the minutes wasted with this whole introducing a new version of the game that had no impact on the story. Like you'd think like, oh, they've got the new version of the game and the game is super popular and now the stuff is coming out of the system, that there should be like this scene where the tank comes flying in into the city, and all those people are gathered there for the introduction of the thing, and then right, they're all like cheering, thinking it's part of the publicity, and then instead they get fired upon by the tank, and then they start screaming and running. Right, you'd think that would be a thing that happened in this movie, and it doesn't. It doesn't. So I don't know what the point of that was. I don't know what the point of that whole section was. They could have left that out. That has saved him like a good 5 to 10 minutes right there that they could have used to expound on the actual story that was taking place. I was a little disappointed by the stuff in the grid. I was gonna say in the Tron world. In the grid. The fights to get into the Flynn system was cool. Ish. I liked I liked the stabs that left behind light trails. Um, I don't think you could fight that way, but they looked kind of cool. Although they used it so much. And then Other than that, they didn't really do much in the grid that made any sense. There's like one scene where there's a cool scene where Ares saves Eve, and then they send Athena, which is the other Dillinger security program, after them, and Ares fights the guards and then jumps out the window with Eve, and they fall through the sky and all that. That was very cool. And then, but when they hit the water at the bottom in the grid, then he forms a ship, and then they just kind of drive along, doing much of nothing. And I just it, like they try to make it actiony, but he literally just like takes the disc off his back and holds it to the side, and it starts cutting all these digital lines, and so everything starts exploding behind them as they're driving toward the conduit that leads back out of the system. And I'm just like, like, we have light cycle, nobody light cycled anybody in this movie. I was a little disappointed by that. And then okay, there's in the real world they were leaving behind light trails, and I don't understand how that works. Because we don't have light trails in the real world. And so you would think that I get that they're bringing assets from the game into the real world, but shouldn't it have to obey the physics of the real world as well? I don't have a problem with a laser materializing things from inside inside the system. Also, the lasers they used this time around, for some reason, built everything up like it was a 3D printer, and so there was all that the stuff that's around the outside of a 3D printed job once it's finished that they had to get rid of. And so everything would always be covered in the little framework, and then when they would touch it, the framework would just like crumble around it. I'm like, why? Because the lasers never did that in the Tron movies. Why would they do it now? Um, and then uh, I thought it was super weird that they flew in with the tank at the end of the movie, and they flew in with some glider jet things. And then the military showed up with airplanes, like fighter jets, and started firing upon them. I'm like, nobody ever tried to contact them. That just seems out of the blue that the military would just start firing on them when they hadn't done anything yet. And so I think that was mostly just so they could do the light trails in the sky versus the fighter jets, which was okay. I was a little disappointed in that part. It really was an abrupt shift in the movie where suddenly there were fighter jets firing on them. The tank though, the floaty tank, was very cool. I really liked the part where it fired. Again, I don't understand how there can be light trails, but it fired these light trail missile things that just started leaving light trails everywhere. And they used it to capture Eve at one point. But yeah, I liked it. I liked the movie. Like I said, there's definitely some tweaks that should have been done, and I wish they'd spent a little more time explaining some of the backstory. Like there's a scene where Ares snatches a firefly out of the air, and then he um, lets it walk across his finger and then fly away. But there's no comment on what's happening, and that's the only scene. That's the only scene I think in the whole movie where he reacts to. It was the same scene with the. It was basically the scene after he reacts to the rain. He reacts to the rain, and then they do that scene, and then he goes outside after the rain has stopped, and he catches a firefly, and then the firefly crawls across his finger, and that's it. That's the last scene where he reacts to anything alive, in any way that seems like he might be changing his programming. And I just wish they'd have focused a little more on that aspect. But all right, well, with that, be brand the small things, land of the light. I will talk to you later.